Snerdcast coming back with some Shnerd bites and
Most delicious kind.
and we got a special guest here, like always.
Always. I don't know if I'm
He's
really
always
special
here.
at
He's
this
always
point.
here, but he's
I'm like a
special.
regular. I'm a regular guest. I'm the
That
co-host.
That's what makes you special, bro. It'd be weird if you weren't here. I'd just be like, no, I'm just kidding.
Hi, my name is Shnerd.
But yeah, today talking about some Dexter.
Yep, episode 8.
What's it called? Unfair Game.
Unfair Game, I think.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy ass episode, dude.
Crazy episode.
It's
it's
finally coming to a climax.
This is the first episode that I almost watched the second time.
Yeah.
I almost turned it on again and was like, I'm gonna watch that again. But my fucking internet was fucking up like constantly. So I kept having to like research my place. It was getting annoying.
Yeah. So end of the last episode, Dexter, you know what I mean? He gets the little bind, he gets attacked pretty much.
Yeah, he got attacked at the last episode and by a mystery man.
Which we find out what's his name was like
I don't remember, but I know that I was basically right that was the guy that Kurt hired.
And like $5,000, man. Come on, $5,000.
You could do better.
Yeah, dude. But
at least double it.
So let's talk about.
He got what he paid for.
Let's talk about how it starts off with him having that dream. So first off, he's already bound up. It starts off with showing him knocked out, bound up in the back of
I love that
car.
I love that dream sequence. I knew it was a dream right away. Yeah, I knew. Okay, so you see the car coming down the highway, right? Or the highway, I guess. And Dexter's tied up in the back. His wrists are a little bloody because of how tight the guy tied them, and he's hog-tied and feet. Well, not hog-tied, but his feet and arms are tied. And he's out.
What's that called?
It's like wire. It's like he used like
wire. It's that weird fucking cheap.
Oh, zip tie.
Yeah, he's zip tied.
Yeah, he zip tied him. And he's knocked out, but he's still knocked out or unconscious, and he's having the dream about Harrison.
Yeah, and then dude, that dream though, because at first I thought it was real.
No, dude, I knew right away. I was like, no fucking way. And then, but my whole thing was the way they did it made it feel real. And I was like, that is so dope.
For like the first, like, because it goes on for a good, like, maybe 3 minutes. But for like the first minute, I was like, is this really happening? Because the way the dream starts off is with Dexter's dreaming about Harrison walking out of his room. And then those dudes that attacked him, or two of them, I should say, were broke into the house. And then he's like, I don't forget what they say, but they pretty much confront him.
Hey, freak.
And then of course, Harrison's just like looks and he's like,
yeah, and he like
you just
slides
unleashed
his coat
me,
off, bro. Yeah, he like slides that
little...
coat off like a G,
and he pulls out the
straight razor.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love the fight scene though, where he's like fucking him up,
bro. Dude, I literally love that scene. Like the way they did that, not only just Dexter being unconscious and that being his dream,
like his worst nightmare in a sense.
Yeah, not only that, but the bouncing back, but then the action sequence was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna go into this obviously, but like at least 10 times better than the new Matrix movie.
Dude, yeah, that one was crazy. And I love was one part though where one of them comes after him and Harrison grabs the frying pan and smacks him with it. And he's just like, ooh, like he's like, that gotta hurt, dude.
Wait, hold up. You know, I didn't realize that. Dude, were those dreams like a real dream? No. I didn't even, no, hold on. What I mean is, wait, I didn't even realize that. Dude, so we know that Dexter can fight. Like Dexter can fight from previous, like he stood up to Dokes and outdid Dokes. Like he can fight. And then we've seen him slice a leg before. We've seen him bash somebody's face in. I'm not sure if it was with the bat, but the third, which this makes me ask, the frying pan. That's how he knocked out Rita's husband. Was that all his brain being like subconsciously plugging Harrison into himself? Because if so, that's the most creative shit that I've ever seen a TV show do. Like, I I doubt it, but
I think no, I honestly think you're 100% correct on this because um as it goes on, Harrison is like starts, you know what I mean? It's a struggle. Harrison is fighting them both. One of them has a baseball bat, and the other one just doesn't have anything, right?
no, he just one of them sneaks up on him. That's the guy that gets his leg cut. Harrison like spins around and cuts
Which,
his
funny
leg.
enough, how he cut his leg. I wonder if that was just like you're saying, this like
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
of
saying.
like the events of what's been happening
and
with
what
Harrison
has
being
happened
there, and what has happened not only with you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like you
in
said,
the
like,
past, not
yeah,
only
with
in the
Dexter
past, but with
plugging
the
in
current.
his little his own.
It's interesting if that's the case. I'm not saying that's really good writing. That's really creative. But anyways, I love that scene because he literally like cuts the dude's leg and then
he cuts his throat.
No. He spins and cuts his leg and then he gets in a headlock and he turns around and cuts his throat. And it's like, holy shit.
And the other guy, what I liked too, he was like, "Oh, you fucking killed him! Oh my god!" And then he just starts hitting him with the baseball bat, Harrison.
Yeah, he starts hitting him, and then Dexter walks in the dream, and he's like, "Fuck!" And Harrison smiles, and it's like the most menacing smile.
They did though. When he hit him in the face, the blood all perfectly splattered onto his face. If you watch it, there's no blood on his shirt.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that. Oh wow.
Just
but hold on. Was that a fuck up, or was that his brain saying this isn't right? Telling him like subconsciously, you're a blood spatter analysis. Look at what you're looking at. It's not real.
Maybe.
I think that's a reach.
Maybe it might be a little reach, but
I think it's a reach.
But yeah, when
it's amazing sequence
when Dexter sees it, like supposedly walks in his dream, and then you see Harrison smile at him. He's like, "Did I make you proud, Dad?" Kind of in a sense like that.
Then he wakes up.
Yeah,
and he overhears the hitman talking about Harrison.
Yeah, and
or to Kurt. Sorry, the hitman is talking to Kurt that he got Dexter. Do you have the kid? And or do you have his son? Yeah, excuse me. Yeah.
And then that's when Dexter wakes up and he overhears the conversation.
Bro,
that's when he does that crazy ass shit where he puts, which was smart. So this is what I thought. This is pretty brutal. Let me explain it first. He has the zip ties, which it looks like one zip tie was in. So
one was like cutting him,
and then the other zip tie was in the other.
Yeah,
the thing about zip ties is it's like you can't undo it.
Yeah, so he had two around each wrist, one in the middle, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's sitting down after he gets off the phone. The assassin Dexter goes over the chair and literally puts the zip ties like
in
Joker
his
style.
Fucking mouth, dude. And dude, well, it was the first time where I seen him fuck up, where I was like, that's a good fuck up. Like, because he used to always garrison. Yeah, because remember in the first episode, he garrisons that guy around the neck, just like that. And then in this episode, he gets him around the mouth. And I was like, I bet he didn't plan to get him around the mouth, but it was for the better.
So, see, this is what I thought. I thought he purposely tried to do it to get him around the mouth, because what better way to use somebody who's struggling to get through it? You know what I mean? Like it's in their mouth. They're gonna their instinct is to chew through it. Yeah, so that's what I thought was like. Either I'm gonna fucking rip, but if like, something fuck this guy,
if something is ripping through you, I don't know if in that moment you're gonna go. Well, maybe I mean I don't know you, but like most people probably wouldn't go fight down.
Yeah, true, maybe, but I mean, I would think like something's in your mouth and you can't. Your head's already against something on your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't push forward. And if you do try to push forward, you're like fucking yourself up. So your next logical like instinct maybe would be like let me chew through this. But either way, whether he did the fucking thing to be like, either way, I'm gonna kill him in the mouth, or he fucked up and he just didn't get it down there.
You know what I thought was gonna happen in that scene? Because I love that scene. I thought he was gonna. I didn't think he was gonna get him in the mouth. I thought the same thing you did, around the throat. And he fucks up and gets him in the mouth. What I thought he was gonna do was you were gonna have a moment like when Rita died, where Dexter's like getting flat. I thought this was gonna happen, where Harrison started like he getting flashes of Harrison in danger, like him like imagining it, and then him being like, and like literally ripping that shit through.
That's
Like,
what I
and
was
then
thinking, but I was like,
it-
that's a little
it's too
unrealistic.
much. It's unrealistic, and it's too much. They don't. They very much so tiptoe on reality and fiction
The
in that
only way
world.
I would have seen that happening is it when it got in the car accident. He just was just like,
Boom! Yeah, he got
and then the
tucked back.
momentum, and I don't think it would have cut his whole head off,
No, no,
but just
no.
maybe
That's
like
there's
all the way up
bones
to
right
like the
here.
bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that like the extreme, like all the way to the bone, and like just the shock of that happening would
Yeah,
make
and
him
they
pass
did
out.
they did really good on that scene. Like it
Ooh,
was
dude, it looks
it
so
looked good.
painful.
It looked so good. I was like, good fucking call. And then I love that they also pointed out that the guy hunting, because what happens is they get a car crash. Dexter flies out the side window because he kind of hits it at an angle.
He's
But
not wearing a
Dexter,
seatbelt, by the way, and the other dude
yeah,
is.
yeah, and so Dexter goes to run, and the dude starts tracking him with his rifle and shoots Dexter in the leg. What I loved about that scene was my very first thought. I was like completely shut down about, and I love when they do this because it shows that the audience doesn't know everything. What I mean is, he gets shot in the leg, and I'm like, Dexter, you're a hunter. Do this, not realizing that that guy has hunting skill.
Yeah,
Like
he's that's probably like his terrain too, like where he grew up or something. So he probably
exactly. And that's when that happened. So Dexter gets away a little bit. He gets to a riverbed, and Dexter starts walking backwards in his own footsteps.
even before then, he the dude starts tracking him because he's bleeding. So Dexter has to try to cut the
tie it
pressure
off.
off.
Yeah, then he ties it off with the handkerchief, and then he gets to that riverbed, and he walks through his footprints, and he goes to like sabotage or ambush the guy, and the dude's like, oldest trick in the book.
No,
I
he was
can
trying
do
to
this
miss.
all day.
He was trying to lead him astray. He was like, I hope you go down, like follow you down the.
Oh, he was trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, he was trying to be like, oh, maybe
I thought he was
walked
trying to
across
ambush him.
Yeah, I thought that too, but then the way because he looked down the river and he's like, I hope you keep following me down the river.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
fucking
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. But that scene really was awesome because it proves the viewer's first impression wrong, where you're like, no, this guy may be this redneck idiot, but he actually has hunting skill, and they actually wrote that in. And I thought that was great because then you see a level up moment from Dexter.
Yeah. The whole thing was like, I wish the assassin would have been like, I'm gonna make you suffer. That's why he shot him in the leg. That's the one thing I like. Instead of being like,
yeah, I noticed that.
And then
I noticed that too.
No, it was more of just like Kurt wanting him to. He wanted
alive.
to get
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I wondered the same thing. I was like, you decided not to shoot him in the back. You shot him in the leg, you fucking asshole.
You were right though. He did say that about like, okay, now I'm gonna kill him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he really did. He was literally like,
he's like, Kurt wanted you alive, but
but he's like, now I'm gonna kill you because of the trouble. And like he shot and he goes to shoot again at the tree when Dexter's hiding behind the tree, and obviously just hits the tree.
I like when Dexter was like, he's like, fucking snow. Even a 3-year-old could track me.
Yeah, dude. But it was awesome after that scene happened because we got that humor flip when he realized that he was walking towards the camp. And he goes, this is the perfect place for a serial killer to make his last stand. And he walks up to that place and he starts leaving a blood trail.
Yeah, that's where he like stops. Yeah.
Beast mode. I was like the old Dexter in the ha.
Well, it was pretty dope because he led him into a cabin and what looked like the fucking mess hall or whatever, like the cafeteria. And he ended up pissing off the dude more because he saw that there was a knife missing, and he was like, he brought a knife to a gunfight. Fucking idiot. Like he's like
a rookie.
And then Yellow walked in, and the he walks into the room, and then the blood trail stops in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And there's a mirror, and he's looking at it, and then
it says scars. And it says, you're beautiful. On the top of it.
I fucking didn't even notice.
It says you're beautiful on the top of the mirror, and like he has the smile like the Joker.
The Joker's
and
like
he
the
goes
Joker
to open
smile.
his mouth, and his lips like separate a little bit.
He's
it was like, and you can hear the
just
every time he touches it,
and you can tell that's just so painful. Oh my god,
Dexter fucked him up in a very like in a way,
because what do you do, bro? What Dexter do?
Scene, dude. Oh, when he jumps through that fucking mirror, dude, and he fucking pins him and he gets the knife right. I was like, I was so stoked because for a second I seen the old Dexter. where
Yeah.
he at his prime
Outsmarted.
out. Yeah, like
Fucking.
it's
Because I thought he's gonna do something stupid and just like stab him in the back or
from
something,
behind. Yeah, and the guy
or like just
noticed.
like choke him out or some stupid shit, and then be like, "I'm gonna kill you."
No, dude. Yeah, it was dope to see him go that erratic, jump through the mirror, land on him, and he's the guy. I think it was so more amazing because it reassured you that Dexter is in fact like a deadly animal, right? When the dude was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, he's like, "The fuck is this? What's going on here?" I love that part
Yeah,
too.
dude. So did I. It got my Dexter boner going. You know,
Yeah,
like I was
exactly.
super stoked about that.
Oh, that was so cool. And then that's pretty much when he
So this is a good point when he takes the dude's clothes for warmth and his phone is in the pocket and Kurt texts that hitman and is like, where the fuck are you? So now we should talk about Harrison before.
well, I want to do this like a little thing where he couldn't unlock the phone and he put the
Oh
phone
yeah,
to his face to unlock it, his dead ass face.
dude, he opens his eyelids.
And by the way, Dexter kills the guy by stabbing him in like the regular spot where he stabs him in that fucking like the main jugular thing.
Well, no. He stabbed him in the heart. He usually
isn't that where he usually stabs him?
No. He stabs them because I remember this
Which
specifically.
was brutal, by the way.
It was like ah.
All right, now we can talk about Harry Boy.
So I did want to say real quick to clarify, he stabs him in his heart. The spot he usually stabs him in is referred to as the aorta.
Yeah. Let's get back to this old Harry Boy.
Yeah,
Harrison. This dude, right from the start, right when they show him up, they show him he's already discouraged. He's feeling low because they show him with the.
He's like walking on the street and he sees that girl.
But this is right after the confrontation with Dexter, so he's already in a bad mood. But he sees Audrey.
Audrey, yeah.
He sees her and she's putting up a Christmas tree on her car. But then old Zach comes around and is like, "What's up, girl? I can
What's up, baby?
Cool." Right?
You're open to the fucking service."
And and then that's when Kurt calls him.
Yeah,
and Kurt's right from the beginning. Him and Kurt are together this whole episode, and Kurt the whole time is shitting on Jim and telling him what a shitty dad he is, and Kurt's trying to be a dad to him the whole time.
Yeah, for way different reasons. Like
of course, he's manipulating him.
Yeah, he's being manipulative, and like it's such a good example of what type of killer Kurt is, because they always go into that in this show, what type of killers Dexter's dealing with and what type of killer Dexter is. And like in this episode, you really see that he plays with his prey. Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah. And I mean, what's one of the first things is like, oh, Jim, he picks him up and he says something about Jim, but there's all like, Jim never done that.
He never taught you how to play baseball.
He never taught you how to do this.
He never cooked a steak with you.
He never did this.
I thought that part was super annoying. We'll get there. We should just mow over it real quick because this part is stupid. But when Kurt goes to show Harrison baseball they break into the school to get in there. But Kurt has a key.
Yeah.
And it turns out that his son Kyle was very fucking talented at playing sports.
He was the best, pretty much sports player, the high school sports player.
He was Letterman in like 3 or 4 sports, is what they say. But anyways, they go to the fucking. That's
very impressive.
It is.
It's very fucking.
I'm
impressive.
not. But just the whole scene is
yeah.
Literally, they just go into that baseball room, and Harrison starts feeling bad for himself.
Yeah, and he could let him. He's thinking about all the shit he did and all the lies he said. He's
dealing all the shit Jim said to him.
Yeah, so Kurt hit the ball. Like he started hitting the ball, and then that's when he starts like, "Oh, I taught my son everything he knew. I taught Kyle everything he knew." And then that's when he was like, "You should do it" to Harrison. Yeah, Harrison lets himself get fucking ran by like fucking 7 curveballs to
in the ribs and hips.
Yeah,
ribs and hips, which is so stupid.
Place to get.
It's like watching Happy Gilmore in the beginning of that movie when he starts getting hit with the baseballs. He's like, "Every year, baby," and he hits it with his chest. He's getting ready for hockey.
Right. That's when Kurt is like, "Man, if you're my kid, fucking
yes,
I would do blah." Like he just the whole time was like, "If you're my kid, what? Jim never done this." Like. And
he's like manipulating Harrison to the extent of, like you said, he literally says, if you were my son, this would never happen. Another thing he does before Dexter even gets the chance to, the irony in this, because the last episode ended with literally Dexter saying, I need to tell him everything, is Kurt telling Harrison on the opposite side of that spectrum to manipulate him. My dad killed this girl.
yeah.
And like, that's why I was in jail. And then like he goes, those feelings you feel, and he starts like going into, I thought
he relates to him the way he wants Dexter to relate to him, as like, hey, I'm bad too. I have those bad thoughts. I've done bad things, like literally, like I've, you know what I mean? Like I have that kind of, so quote unquote dark passenger, like using that very loosely, by the way. But
because it applies. Go on.
But that's when Harrison starts to relate to, and that's when like he kind of drops his guard, and this is when they go into
opens up.
Yeah, this is when they show up at the cabin.
Yeah,
Kurt takes him to his fucking cabin, because Kurt is like, "Oh, I have a cabin out here, you know, like your own place to live."
Another example of what Ben said. Oh, you've never had veal? Jim never cooked you veal? Yeah, he did. He's done it like every morning for you, you little shit. You just don't know the difference between steak and veal. Right. I mean, you don't even know. Venison. He says venison. That's right. That's what he says.
Which is what's that called?
I thought he said venison. Isn't it buffalo? A deer. Deer. Thank you. Deer. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I thought he said veal. I was like, you lying little asshole.
Yeah, because Dexter's all about the beef.
Yeah, that's right. He likes big beefy ass steak.
And but yeah,
have you ever seen Dexter in Michael C. Hall in 6 Feet Under?
No, I haven't seen him in anything besides.
Oh, so he plays a gay guy in that, coincidentally. It's a TV show.
Well, funny enough, he also did the Rocky Picture Horror Show live.
Oh, really? Dude,
yeah,
he's a good actor.
Like Broadway.
He's a good actor. Yeah, he's a good actor.
For like years.
Yeah, watch.
Maybe not years, but like for a while.
I don't know if you'll like 6 Feet Under, because I was loose on it. I was loosey goosey on it, but he's good in that too. He plays him and his family own a mortuary home, and one of them's like, it's like a family of them, and they all like run this morgue, mortuary.
Yeah.
Anyways, back
nice.
To that.
Yeah, he's good. I like him as actor.
I just thought it was ironic. We were like talking about how he likes beefy steak, and in that, the first thing I thought of was in that show when he blows a plumber.
Damn,
I was like,
dude.
yeah, he's like, hey, can I suck your dick? He says, and the plumber's like, okay. I was like,
I've been plumbing enough to know what I get a free blood.
He's like ketamine.
Right. But so at this part of the story though, this is when Dexter kills that guy.
Yeah, and he's on his way though. This is when he starts
like texting Harrison.
Yeah.
Because I think you said that earlier, where he was like, "Oh, hey, boss, fucking, I'm on my way over." And
I didn't say no, I didn't bring that up.
Yeah, he Dexter locked the assassin's phone, texted him, and he's like, "I'm on my way, boss. Everything's good."
Which, by the way, doesn't make sense, because if he unlocked it once, you'd have to use that dude's face every time. Every time the screen went black.
You could change it.
Yeah, you would, but wouldn't you need the face again to change the setting?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Anyways,
I'm
just
I'm sure he did that. I'm sure they showed the exorcism, the thing where he ran, then he ran back, and then he's like, "Okay, no, I'm just kidding." They had to cut.
I need to stop. It's two verifications.
He just had to cut it off.
Yeah, he's not taking this with me. I can't believe he left the knife behind.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that was so stupid. I was like, your prints are all over that.
That's gonna go into my future theory with Angela.
Okay, I have a couple things too, but anyways, you're right. This is not to cut him off. This is the scene. Dexter's on the way. Harrison's having venison,
and Dexter texts Harrison not to trust Kurt, get away and leave.
He goes, "Hey, it's Dad," on a random number. Don't trust Kurt, get away.
And he walks outside, and automatically Kurt already knows something's going on, because he fucking goes outside and he's like, "What are you doing?" And then he's like, they have like a little bonding moment. I forget.
Yeah, Harrison goes to get wood for the stove. Yeah, and then I think Kurt's seen him kind of straying away from the side of the house, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then he goes, "It smells real good in there, boy."
Right? He's like, "You're about to get it.
You're about to get this, old man."
But Harrison was just like, "You know what? Fuck you, Dad." And he put his phone on airplane
mode. Yeah, fucking
nothing.
Stupid.
And yeah, he goes back inside, and they're inside. Kurt and Harrison talking, and just
And
what I mean.
bonding. That's the big
Very
thing is
big
they're
bonding.
bonding. Yeah, they're having big bonding moments, like total bro love.
And so Kurt was literally says like, and by the way, he's liquoring him up too. He gave him like a fucking
He
huge
had to
glass of
weaken him.
scotch.
Yeah, he gave
Yeah,
him
it
some
kind of
really
it
good
was like kind of like a
scotch.
get last meal felt like it kind of thing.
That's a good observation. I didn't think about that. You're right. And then also, it also felt like he was kind of weakening his prey by
Yeah, just
giving
dropping
him,
his regard to the lowest like common
yeah,
denominator.
yeah, manipulating him to feel more secure and then liquoring him up, like you said. Like it did. It felt like this old man was like, I need a little bit of an advantage, and intoxicated prey is better than none, I guess. Psycho.
and and like they're talking, they're bonding, and right before Kurt gets up, he says, what do they say? Something about like the father of the sin,
Oh, the
the
sins.
the
It's the
sins of the
same.
father.
Yeah, it's the saying. The son is bound to is bound to either suffer or repeat the
Because
sins of the
Harrison
father.
opens up and he's like, "Oh, like my
Yeah,
dad had abandonment issues just like I do,"
yeah. He's like
um,
the sins of the father. Yeah,
and that's when Kurt gets up and he's like, "I really wish things could have been different."
and he has like a superhero fucking costume change real quick, and he
He puts
comes
on a
out,
fucking with the that rifle and the
bro,
fucking
and it looks dope. It looks good. He's a good villain. And he's like, basically, Harrison starts freaking out. He's like,
yeah,
"Oh my god, what are you doing? I'm sorry, and he goes, "Run." Or no, he goes,
yeah,
"Get outside," and then he's like, "Run."
yeah. Then that's when Harrison starts running. But I thought it was just crazy though. Like I kind of like try to put myself in Harrison's shoes when I was watching that, and I was like, that'd be the scariest thing to like, oh, this person I just met, they're really cool, like they're
What's
being
dope?
super nice, and
You're
like,
right.
and then all of a sudden, like they're like, oh, I'll be right back, and they come back and they have a fucking rifle pointing
And they're like, "Yeah,
with the
run."
laser fucking pointing, just
Yeah.
like, get out, just get the fuck out, and you just get outside. You're like, what did I do? Did I do something like that's like he, I think his name is Jack Ablett or something like that. I'm butchering his name, but the actor for Harrison. Oh my god! Just like, did I do something wrong? I'm sorry. Like I don't.
No, he
Like
was killing it. He was
yeah,
doing good, dude. Like, that's the thing that you can't say about this show, minus Deborah, minus Jennifer Carpenter. I mean, the acting in it is really good. Like these people were having fun making this. I don't like Deborah. I don't like
I know.
Jennifer Carpenter.
You made it plenty obvious.
Yeah, but I also don't like her in other things either. She's just written really poorly. But like,
You didn't like her in White Chicks, bro?
White Chicks, I didn't
Just
like her
kidding.
in Quarantine. Actually, she was okay in Quarantine, I guess. But anyways, when I fucked her, no, I'm just kidding.
That's
That's a
why.
that's
She
her
was like, you
movie.
were sorry, fuck. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
she called me a baby dick. But she was in that movie Quarantine also.
Yeah, I remember that
But
one.
it, a lot of the acting in this is phenomenal. Harrison is most, as far as being one of the younger kids in the movie, most notable is
So good.
Harrison.
So
Yeah,
good.
he really, I don't know. I have two thoughts. One, he either respects this a lot and this is like his biggest like break, or two, he is a fan of Dexter's show because like he really like there are multiple times during that scene when I see a lot of Dexter, but then the Harrison shines and it's like this would be how his offspring would be, like
Yeah.
super unique.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, he's a great actor. Um, but so yeah, going back to the scene, he starts running away, and that's when Dexter shows up and he's
And
honking
all
the
you hear
horn.
is and all you hear is and Harrison stops. He's like,
Well, no, even before that, because when he's showing up,
he's
when that
honking the horn.
he's like, "Good, I'm glad you're here. Hurry up, so I can
Hurry
shoot
up,
this."
park
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
yeah, because he's like, "I want," like you're saying earlier. You said this earlier. It's like it shows you what kind of killer Kurt is because
Curtis, yeah.
he wants Dexter to suffer before he kills Dexter himself.
Yeah.
And who knows what the fuck he's gonna do to Dexter
No, he's
if he got
probably
him
just gonna
alive.
hunt. He's probably gonna hunt them both.
Well, I'm pretty sure. No, I was saying if he would have killed what's his name? If he would have killed,
Harrison.
who knows what the fuck he was gonna do to Dexter, bro.
Or if he even could have.
But
If Dexter had to watch Harrison die, who
oh
knows
shit,
how.
we kind of skimmed over this too. Funny enough, the reason why Dexter, when he got in the car accident earlier, got out of the fucking when he got in the car accident, he flew out. The reason why he was able to cut the restraints was the titanium bolt that fucking Kurt gave him.
Oh, it totally was. Yeah,
Yeah,
the irony
we hella
there.
fucking
I
went up.
didn't even notice that. I
Yeah,
wondered what that was.
that was a
Good
titanium
catch.
bolt. Yeah,
Good
but
fucking catch, dude. Because remember in the last episode, he slid it in that awkward pants pocket.
yeah,
Oh,
I
good catch,
totally forgot
dude.
about that. But yeah. So like you're saying, that's when Kurt is like shoots the gun, and that's when he misses, and that's when he realizes fucking Dexter fucked him up. Thankfully, and did he goes by.
He runs over the rifle. He misses Kurt.
And that's when Kurt starts running, and he obviously Dexter goes straight up to his son. He holds him. He looks at Kurt, and Kurt's running, and then hugs him again. And then they both look, and Kurt's fucking gone, dude. So this
Yeah.
fool has like probably has a bunch of little fucking shelters out there. Like,
Yeah, and he was in all white. He's in the best environment for him to camouflage it.
True. He just ran, fell on his belly, and they just like we can't see him anymore. Oh god.
Oh man.
This we'll talk about Angela because she has a few things, but the end of the episode, that's when Dexter pretty much tells him that he was born in a pool of blood just like Harrison.
Yep.
And there's a code, which you were right. I think you said in like episode 4 or something. You said something about Dexter ended up teaching Harry the code or something.
Or telling him about it at the least. Yeah. I definitely did. This episode confirmed quite a few of my predictions, like the hitman money, the check and the thing.
Yeah.
Again, the code, that Harrison going that route with connecting with Kurt and it end up being a problem. For sure, there is maybe a little bit of predictability with this show, but it's not for the bad reasons you're thinking, like anybody would think. Like if it actually feels good when you're like, yes, I knew that was going to happen. And I'm glad it happened. You're totally right. They have that conversation in the car, which is one of my favorite moments of dialogue during this whole episode.
And then Harrison hugs him, and Dexter's like, this seems like it's always what he's always wanted, but maybe this is always what I've wanted.
Yeah.
And then that's when the episode ends. But
did you watch the next episode? I mean, the teaser.
We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about
okay.
Angela. So this is when Angela starts poking her fucking cop head around and starts putting 2 and 2 together. Because she goes, I think Logan was the one that tipped it off. Because he walks in and he's like,
"You want to go for drinks?" Sometime?
He like tries to hit on her. He's like, "You want to go? Want to get some drinks?" And I don't know if he was trying to hit on her, maybe,
or just be nice.
Yeah, maybe it was unprofessional. Maybe it's unprofessional to ask your boss out, but you know what I mean. Maybe, but that's when he explains to her how all that stuff happened with drug dealer.
Jim and the drug dealer.
Yeah.
And how Jim beat him up.
And she was like, "What the fuck?" And then she goes and interviews that guy, and then he says the story, but he says it in a way where it was completely different from what Logan has, which like that Logan has obviously never finds out, at least at this point. And she's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "He stuck me with the needle."
Or like I saw the mark.
Yeah, and she was like, "What the hell?" She took a picture of him, of the needle mark, but then she goes and investigates the other fucking
drug dealer, the guy who makes the fentanyl. And
the one that Dexter made him overdose.
Yeah, he made it look like he killed himself on accident.
And
then he had the same mark. Yeah, and he had the same mark on his dead body.
She was talking to the doctor, and she was like, "Is there any like?" He's like, "Oh, this is common. That happens all the time." And she says, "It's just like something unusual." And she was like, "No, if unless somebody forced the drugs down his
at gunpoint." At gunpoint, yeah.
And which was hilarious, and
which is so awesome because it really another moment where it confirms that throughout this whole season, you're kind of like, Dexter's fucking up. At the end, everybody's having that moment of, oh, that's right, Dexter's really good at this. Like he's done this all of his life.
She's catching on.
No, she is. But hold on, before we go any further with the rest of like the lead up to this. Right when she looks at the cook's neck, the drug cook's neck, and sees the mark, she takes a picture. Bro, one of your theories might be right now. And I thought about this when I was watching it. I was like, Ben may have been right. She may end up asking Dexter to kill Kurt because he gets off on a fucking technicality. Like you were the one who said that.
Yeah,
and I was like, and I thought it was bullshit.
I'm kind of like this. I'm not, but it might come down to that. I have like it's kind of like evolving, but
that's good, and that's a good thing.
but when to finish it off with Angela's arc because it's really short. She's sitting late night. I thought it was hella funny how she eating like fucking toffee candy when she was looking through all that stuff. Exactly. But she was looking up Dexter Morgan,
Oh
Miami
yeah,
Metro, and then she looked up
ketamine in Miami, Florida. And then the
and
first thing that popped up, Bay Harbor Butcher.
and then she started looking at and then
Good call. Good
maybe
call.
she will, but I think she's gonna end up fuck, maybe she might end up asking Dexter to kill Kurt.
One of like three things is gonna happen. One, she's gonna bust Dexter and or kill him. Two, Dexter's either and or Dexter's gonna kill her. Or three, your theory, with she's gonna be like Kurt
Or
gets off again because they're gonna make him end up because like when she found out his identity, she was like, I'll keep your secret. She's gonna come to Dexter, and Dexter's gonna remember the end of the episode. Dexter's like, maybe telling the truth was the best thing to do.
yeah,
Maybe the next episode, he's gonna be like, I'm just gonna tell her what happened with Kurt and that guy. And
yeah,
be like, there's a dead body up there with my fingerprints on the knife, and this guy kidnapped my son and had the intent of hunting us both. And then at the end of the episode, at the end of the season, maybe Kurt is going to get busted, but get off. And she's going to be like, do your thing.
yeah.
Maybe
The only reason, so this is what I think.
she's going to be like, do your thing and
The
leave.
reason why I kind of like don't know if she would let Dexter kill Kurt, and if she did, I think it would be more of like a trade off, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Do
I
this
don't
for
bust
me.
you,
Yeah.
and you and Harrison could leave free.
Yeah. But you have to leave.
Yeah,
That's exactly. I agree.
but
I agree.
or because the reason I kind of don't know if she would do that is just because this whole episode they made it through a cop's eyes of like, oh, I'm about to bust this fucker. Like I know,
They
like
did.
because she
They
knows
did.
she's
But
starting to connect all the dots.
at this point, episode 9 and 10 will have a lot of callbacks to the old episodes, and we may be both right or both wrong or vice versa, but it's anybody's game right now. And
Yeah.
that's what's amazing because like
Unfair game. Speaking of the episode,
yeah, it's awesome. Oh, total. I didn't even think about that. Good call. But I just really like that. I really like all of that where it's like the odes to the old season, and it's kind of like, are they purposely doing that so that when the next last two episodes end, it's a total mind fuck of a situation where the viewers are all like, didn't see that coming,
right?
like because they purposely drew
I
us
hope
in.
so.
I hope so
something-
too.
Did you? So you asked me earlier. If I saw the end credit scenes or
Yeah.
the
The
previous
episodes
season
for the
9
next one.
or
No, the episodes for the next episode.
episode 9 preview? Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. So you see them?
I did only because this episode was
It was so good, right?
I
Me too.
had
did
to
the same
know.
thing.
I had to know. I had to know.
bro.
Him talking about the code was
And
fucking fire.
when fucking Kurt shows, so
He
Angela
shows up to like a dinner party
and
or something.
and Harrison and Dexter are there with Angela. Yeah, and then Kurt shows up and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
What if
What's up, guys?
what if that's when Dexter's telling her what happened and he does that, and then that's that moment that I'm talking about where she's like, holy fuck, this guy's you're crazy, Dexter, Jim, but he's fucking, he killed my
And then
best friend.
You see what he said to Harrison too, like one of the last things, and that he's like, "See you around, Harrison."
Yeah,
Uh,
all I pictured was Mary Jane looking at Spider-Man like, see you around, Slugger.
That's you see, it's funny. He's literally hiding in plain sight because
Yes.
like he like I told you, he always has those little innuendos where it's like
Yeah.
a double entendre. Like in the last episode where he's like, "Calm down, Chief," to Angela, but it's like
He does. Holy shit, you're totally
and it's
right.
like-
And then then him sitting with Dexter he was like, I was just giving you a science lesson, and he left.
yeah,
Like totally
or like even
like
before
a
that,
double.
he's like, it's like almost like it was fate. like
That's
that
what
we
it was.
met.
Yeah. It was almost
Like
like it was fake.
just dropping little hints. And you were right though. Like it was episode 2 where Dexter kind of slips up and is like, Kurt, Kyle shouldn't have been driving that van or the boat.
Yes.
And he's like,
yes.
how do you know that?
Yeah.
And I guess evil recognize evil, right?
And now he's doing the same thing. He's giving them these little hints. Who knows? This fucking episode was incredible because we
So
got
good.
all the moments that we've been waiting for. And I think what really wrapped it up was the Dexter saving Harrison. and then that hug between him, and it was like then Angela finding things out, but her not being like a main focal point,
Well, I
just
think
like
that's the next
subtle.
episode, dude. But
I think so too.
it's only 2 episodes now, so there's only so many things that's gonna happen. It's not like
I'll be honest, I don't care how it ends because I can't wait to rewatch this entire season.
I know, dude. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But
Because how many things did me and you miss in the first watch? Kind of.
Well, you know who also hasn't shown up since like the 3rd episode is that other rich guy, the other rich white guy.
I know, the one from the road.
Yeah,
yeah, I noticed that too. I was like,
So,
that's who I thought was gonna end up being the killer. So I don't know if that was a write-off character or if he is a Kurt's friend.
what if he's like the main guy? Like he's the main, like you, because I think you said him like.
Or what if that's Kurt's
one of the
father?
reviews? I don't.
It's not. It's not. He's
It's
too
like his
young.
brother
He's
or
too.
some
Yeah,
shit.
he's
Nah.
too young.
Kurt has a brother.
But if it was, that would be a mind fuck.
Right?
Holy shit!
Damn, I didn't even think about that. Or it could be like his one, like maybe they're
Like you said, his brother.
maybe
or
their
business
fathers,
partner.
maybe their fathers were friends.
Oh, like dude.
Maybe.
Hold on, that is
And
not too far fetched.
You said something. You said something that they in one of the last reviews too. My bad to like, but you said I want to bring this up before you said this is because it could become true where it's like a rich club thing where it's like.
Oh my god, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna
My
say.
bad.
No. I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say this episode has touched on things that are relevant in our modern time.
Yeah.
School shootings, criminology, like obsession over serial killers,
Native
and
Americans.
then Native Americans. But then what if it was conspiracy theory, secret societies, a serial killer? There's a bunch of them. That is not too far fetched. I don't know if it would be crazy.
What if, because they're like, oh, it's the summer of these rich people.
Yeah.
What if they like take turns going out there to see who could kill the most, like the most, you know what I mean? Like they.
Oh,
like
I would love that because that meant we would get season 2, and I would be about that idea. No, dude, can you imagine? Hold on, we don't think this is gonna happen. We're just saying what if, right? That's how Ben said it. That's how I've been saying things. What if, right? What if this season ends where Dexter and Harrison are alive, right? Say we're wrong about all of whatever our theories were there. They're alive and free, right? And they discover that all of their friends, that was a society of these serial killers. And Dexter's like, we're going to go get each and every one of them. And it ends, and Harrison and Dexter are going to hunt all of them. And he's like, one last hoorah type of thing. And I'm like, I know I'm not saying that's going to happen, but based on what you just said, your what if combined with that what if, I'm like, dude, I would be all about a season 2 where they're hunting rich assholes.
Man, dude. So you excited for episode 9, bro?
I am stoked. 8. Okay, hold on. Let me ask this too. Are you excited about season? Yeah, of course, right?
Excited.
What's your new favorite episode after episodes 1 through 8? I'll tell you mine. Mine's 8 so far. Hands down.
I would still have to say I think it was. Fuck, which one was it? Fuck, it's really hard. It's
maybe episode 1.
I'm really liking all of it, honestly, but I think the one where it plays that one song, the runaway.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah. I like I said, dude, it's
but
hard.
This one was probably the most
like runner up.
Has to be the most suspenseful since when Dexter first went out and like did all that crazy stuff.
Dude, it's really nice to watch a show that's a remake, not a remake, but a like a continuation of something older, and then them fucking just hit the nail right on the head. And like, because usually with these new shows, when they come back or like they're remakes, midway through it's garbage. You're like, oh, or like there are episodes you're like, that episode sucked. I didn't like that episode. But this one is not like that. It's like, yeah, there are episodes not as suspenseful, but this new season is like, wow, they put, I'll keep saying it, so much love,
touch, dude. Just like little detail, from big details to little details into little things, and like
Agreed.
Like, oh man, like
So many what ifs.
if this is your first time watching this episode or like one of our recordings, check out this whole like breakdown, because we break down all the little things, all the little like stuff that callbacks, everything. And there's a few things that were wrong, and there's a lot of things
Yeah.
that were right. We're
If
pretty
you
much
guys, if anybody hasn't already, make sure that like when you watch this show, you go into it like if you're not a complete fanboy, then go back. Go
yeah.
back to the first seasons
Oh
because
yeah, definitely.
this
Give it a
isn't
whole
gonna.
rewatch.
But if you aren't, this is one of the few shows where you may be able to watch the season and it not matter. Like
Yeah, that's
because
true.
it's so suspenseful. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. As of now, because we're on episode 8 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 so far.
Yeah.
It may lower, it may lower here soon.
Yeah, depending on how what happens. But
There's a couple episodes that I was like, about, but nothing that's like so horrible that I wouldn't rewatch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good number. 8 out of 10. I think I'd probably give it that too. But we'll, like you said, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But if you made it this far, thank you so much. You guys rock. Don't forget to check out the description. Got Cultcanon's channel. Hell yeah, got a lot of stuff going on over there. Yeah, make sure to let us know in the comments if there's anything that we missed or there's anything you want us to talk about and anything in general. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Happy New Year's. Hope you guys had a good happy holidays. Shnerdcast.